Suddenly, I could see everyone's true identity above my best friend's wealthy boyfriend hovered the words, married, 10 million in debt above my own financially struggling boyfriend, missing heir to the country's richest family. Right then, my best friend was mid-lecture trying to convince me to end things with him. It's better to be a rich man's mistress than a poor man's wife, she argued. Good looks won't pay your bills. I shot back. Even if your boyfriend worked his whole life, he wouldn't earn enough to flush the toilet in my husband's mansion, she sneered. We were in a luxurious Western restaurant, the kind with gold-trimmed chairs and white tablecloths that felt more like a museum than a dining room. My best friend's boyfriend, Jason, flipped through the menu with casual ease. 2 M9 Wagyu beef Wellingtons, he said. The meat here melts in your mouth. And 2 orders of seared fuagra with sea urchin and caviar. The charcoal-grilled blue lobster is huge, so one should suffice, he added. With every dish he named, my face and Fred's drained a little paler. I stared down at the menu, cold sweat prickling my back. The steak was $1,388 a plate. The foie was $798. The lobster, a jaw-dropping $2,688. Appetizers, salads, desserts, the total would easily surpass $10,000. And tonight, it was our turn to foot the bill. Jason had started dating my best friend Maya only recently, but she had been thrilled to organize a double date. Last week, they'd invited us to a hot pot dinner. When the check came, Jason conveniently got a call from an important client and rushed out, leaving Maya to pay using my coupon no less. My company had a holiday partnership with a hot pot place and had given out a few $200 gift certificates. With mine, the bill came to just $360. Fred believed in returning favors. Since Jason and Maya had treated us before, it seemed only right that we reciprocate. When I mentioned this to Maya, Jason waved it off with a charming smile. No need to be so formal. We're all friends, he said. Yet within minutes, he called to book a table at this restaurant. What exactly did he say? Don't worry about taking us anywhere fancy. Just a casual dinner is fine. His version of casual was a meal that could easily wipe out 2 months of our salaries. After setting down the menus, Jason picked up the wine list. This place has its own vineyard in France. Their reds are amazing. You must try one, he said. Let's go with this ganache. Rich, fruity body with a crisp, oaky finish, he added. Fred's hand squeezed mine under the table. My stomach dropped. That bottle alone, $39,888. We just graduated this year. Both of us had decent entry-level jobs, but we were far from wealthy. I earned $5,600 a month. Fred, $6,800. Both of us had worked hard to escape our small-town beginnings and survive in the city, but life here was brutally expensive. Half my salary went to my mother's medical bills. Fred's went to rent, food, and transportation. After 6 months of careful saving, we'd managed just over $30,000. $30,000. Not even enough to cover a single bottle of wine in this place. The wine and food alone would easily top $50,000. Was I really supposed to take out a payday loan just to impress them? Maya leaned on Jason's shoulder, her eyes sparkling. How do you know so much about this stuff? Thanks for showing me this world, Jason replied. I never would have dared to step into a place like this on my own. I was torn. My head screamed at me not to bankrupt myself, but I couldn't bear the thought of embarrassing my best friend. Just then, the waiter collected the menus and started to leave. Fred suddenly spoke up. Excuse me, we'd like to cancel the order. I actually bought a group deal online, he continued. We'll just have that set menu. A wave of relief washed over me. Finally, someone said what I didn't have the courage to. Maya's face instantly shifted. She sprang to her feet, voice high and sharp. Fred, what are you doing? Jason only agreed to have dinner with you two because of me, and you won't even let him order what he wants. Are you trying to humiliate me? Then she whirled on me. Anna, I told you not to dig through the trash for a boyfriend. All the diners were staring, and the scene was painfully awkward, so much so that my mind started playing tricks on me. Wait, what was that? Glowing words were appearing above everyone's heads. I rubbed my eyes, but the text stayed, growing clearer. Jason gently guided Maya back into her seat, patting her shoulder with patient charm. Don't be upset, honey. This is just my usual order. I didn't realize it would be so expensive for them. How about we skip the wine, but keep the rest? Maya gasped in disbelief. We can't do that. You always like a little wine after dinner. I can't let you change your habits for me." The waiter looked confused, holding the menu in his hands. Fred took out his phone. "I'm paying, so we follow my plan. Here's the voucher." Maya jumped up again, furious. "Forget it. Who wants your stupid group deal? I can't stand you broke losers. Jason, let's go." Even the group deal wasn't cheap. $1,288. About a month's groceries for us. They stormed out, leaving Fred and me staring at each other with the bewildered waiter standing awkwardly beside us. "Sir, should I still bring the food?" I tilted my head and read the words floating above him, "Working 4 jobs to survive." Fred shook his head. "No thanks. Let's go home." I really looked at him for the first time in a while. Fred had been the aloof, handsome classmate everyone admired in high school and college, but now the words above his head captivated me even more. Missing heir to the richest family in the country. Could this be my superpower, the ability to see everyone's true identity? I scanned the restaurant and the floating labels kept coming. Soon-to-be bankrupt heir. Housewife addicted to cheating. Pervert who likes sneaky photos. Fugitive with a $500,000 bounty. A mix of shock, excitement, and nerves flashed across my face. "Startling, Fred?" He stammered, flustered. "Anna, I know it was embarrassing, but $50,000 that could pay for your mom's medicine for 2 years. I just couldn't spend it on a single meal. Saving face is temporary. Living responsibly is what matters. Please don't be mad." I barely heard him, my attention drawn to the fugitive. He sat quietly in a corner, glasses hiding half his face, hat pulled low. He glanced toward the commotion, then quickly looked away. "I'm just going to the restroom," I whispered to Fred and walked toward the restrooms, keeping my posture calm. Inside a stall, I immediately dialed 911. A police station was only a few blocks away. Composing myself, I walked out and hid around a corner, eyes fixed on the entrance. Fred followed, worried. "Anna, what are you doing? Let's just go home. I can make even the group deal wasn't cheap. $1,288, about a month's groceries for us." They stormed out, leaving Fred and me staring at each other with the bewildered waiter standing awkwardly beside us. "Sir, should I still bring the food?" I tilted my head and read the words floating above him. "Working 4 jobs to survive." Fred shook his head. "No thanks. Let's go home." I really looked at him for the first time in a while. Fred had been the aloof, handsome classmate everyone admired in high school and college, but now the words above his head captivated me even more. Missing heir to the richest family in the country. Could this be my superpower, the ability to see everyone's true identity? I scanned the restaurant and the floating labels kept coming. Soon-to-be bankrupt heir, housewife addicted to cheating, pervert who likes sneaky photos, fugitive with a $500,000 bounty. A mix of shock, excitement, and nerves flashed across my face. "Startling, Fred?" He stammered, flustered. "Anna, I know it was embarrassing, but $50,000 that could pay for your mom's medicine for 2 years. I just couldn't spend it on a single meal. Saving face is temporary. Living responsibly is what matters. Please don't be mad." I barely heard him, my attention drawn to the fugitive. He sat quietly in a corner, glasses hiding half his face, hat pulled low. He glanced toward the commotion, then quickly looked away. "I'm just going to the restroom," I whispered to Fred and walked toward the restrooms, keeping my posture calm. Inside a stall, I immediately dialed 911. A police station was only a few blocks away. Composing myself, I walked out and hid around a corner, eyes fixed on the entrance. Fred followed, worried. "Anna, what are you doing? Let's just go home. I can make noodles." "Shh." I pressed a hand over his mouth, not breaking my gaze from the doors. He stayed silent, waiting patiently. Within 5 minutes, squad cars surrounded the restaurant. When the fugitive was led away in handcuffs, the text above his head updated. "Fugitive apprehended." The night felt surreal. Fred accompanied me to the station to give a statement, and I signed the bounty claim confirmation form. The officer taking my statement was friendly. "Thanks to your quick action, we caught him in time. He had a knife and planned to harm several people before killing himself. The reward money should appear in your bank account within a week." $500,000 just like that. Fred was ecstatic, practically bouncing as we left the station. "Anna, you're amazing. How did you even know he was a fugitive?" I grinned, taking his hand. I'm broke, so when I'm bored, I scroll through wanted lists, hoping to spot someone. Guess I got lucky. Once the adrenaline faded, Fred grew serious, cupping my face in his hands. Anna, you don't have to push yourself so hard. That was dangerous. What if he noticed you? I glanced at the glowing words above his head and thought, damn, this man is handsome. On the way home, Fred lectured me endlessly about risks, imagining every possible way it could have gone wrong. His worry almost put me to sleep. After he finally passed out, I stayed up late researching the country's richest man. His name was Sterling, a self-made billionaire who began as a construction foreman and made his fortune in real estate. Reports mentioned only one private daughter, no son, and Fred. He didn't look anything like Mr. Sterling. The next morning, I was jolted awake by furious pounding on the door. Glancing at my phone, I realized it was nearly noon. Fred had already left for his weekend job, spinning through shifts without a break, leaving the breakfast he'd prepared on the table for me. Bang, bang, bang! The knocking didn't stop, as if someone were trying to batter the door down. I hurried to open it, only to be met by Maya's fiery, furious glare. Anna, it's the middle of the day. Above her head floated a few golden words. Hopeless romantic. Fitting. Maya had always been hopelessly in love with everyone, it seemed. In high school, she fell for her tutor. During college orientation, she swooned over the drill instructor. After graduation, a senior colleague at her internship. Even her personal trainer wasn't safe from her affections. She'd met Jason through her job at an ad agency. He was a major client, and somehow she'd already fallen head over heels before the project even got started. Anna, you need to break up with Fred right now. Maya barged into my apartment without taking off her shoes, perched herself on the sofa, hands on her hips, glaring daggers at me. I told you not to date a poor man. Why are you keeping him around? A man who needs a coupon to eat out. Have some standards. Her tirade instantly soured my mood. I squared my shoulders. Maya, yesterday was Jason's fault, wasn't it? He knew we're just ordinary office workers. Why did he order the most expensive wine? It's basic manners. When someone is treating, you don't pick the priciest thing on the menu. Normally, when a host is paying, you choose something reasonable and let them lead. But Jason, he had zero regard for our budget, ordering lavishly as if we were made of money. Maya rolled her eyes. Oh, come on, Anna. Jason was just being nice. He thought you country bumpkins wouldn't know how to act in a fancy restaurant, so he did it for you. And instead of thanking him, you're insulting him. You're not just poor, you're petty. I clenched my jaw. What was wrong with being poor? We hadn't cheated anyone. We worked for every penny. Maya hadn't always been this way. We'd been best friends since kindergarten, always in the same class. She had been my little anchor, inviting me over for dinner when my parents were too busy to cook, sharing her secret snack stash, warm, kind, loyal. Where had that girl gone? All right, stop looking so glum, she snapped. You're breaking up with Fred and I've already found your next boyfriend. He's a friend of Jason's, a multimillionaire. Go change. Lunch is at 11. I almost laughed. Before I could reply, Jason appeared at the door, a look of disdain on his face. Maya, what's taking so long? Mr. Liu will be here at 11. We can't keep him waiting. Maya immediately melted into a flirtatious smile. Jason, what are you doing here? We'll be ready in a minute. Then she turned on me. What are you waiting for? Go change. Wear that white dress from your birthday. You look great in it. This was ridiculous. And why had she given him my address? I stared at the glowing words above Jason's head and gestured toward the door. I'm not feeling well. You two should leave. Jason's face darkened. Maya, I'm only giving her this chance because of you. A man of Mr. Liu's stature. Even these celebrities can't get a dinner invitation with him. I narrowed my eyes. I'd always thought he was a braggart, but now it was clear he was a full-blown liar. Married man, 10 million in debt? What right did he have to come into my home and boss me around? I needed to warn Maya quickly. Pulling me aside, she poked my head with her long, polished nails. Anna, are you stupid? Do you know how valuable a friend of Jason's is? Do you even know who he really is? Yes, I did. A married, debt-ridden con artist. Listen carefully, she whispered, conspiratorial. Jason is the long-lost son of the country's richest man. He's about to inherit a fortune. Huh? Richest man? What are you talking about? I asked, incredulous. Maya shook her head, a look of pity on her face, and shoved her phone in front of me. Haven't you seen the news? It's everywhere. Every major platform was trending with stories about the billionaire searching for his missing son. Apparently, Mr. Sterling did have a child who had disappeared years ago. His father was dying of cancer, and his last wish was to see his grandson. A nationwide search was underway with a $10 million reward for anyone who could locate him. Even a useful tip leading to the identification could earn up to $1 million. The country was in a frenzy. Comment sections overflowed with desperate claims. "Dad, it's me, your long-lost son. I'm a girl now, but I'm really your son. The kidnappers forced the surgery. Dad, look at me." Maya wasn't exactly quiet, and Jason stood with his arms crossed, a smug grin plastered on his face, clearly rein in the chaos. I shot a glance at Maya. "You actually believe him?" She shook her head again. "Anna, I know you're jealous, but some people are just born lucky. Jason's adoptive parents are millionaires, and now it turns out his birth parents are billionaires. Don't be so short-sighted. Jealousy won't get you anywhere. You should be trying to get on his good side." My emotions were in total disarray. I was thrilled for Fred. I was excited about the reward. And I was terrified for my best friend being duped by a con artist, but thinking about how she had cared for me as a child softened my heart a little. Sighing, I took her hand. "This isn't the right time or place. You two should go." Maya yanked her hand back, voice sharp. "Go where? This lunch is crucial. If you still consider me your friend, you will come with me right now." Jason, enjoying the show, added smoothly, "Maya, you're the only one concerned about her. Clearly, she doesn't see you as a friend. Stop trying to help someone who doesn't want it." Tears welled up in Maya's eyes. "Is that really how you feel?" Jason's cheap manipulation had worked instantly, but why was he so insistent about this lunch? I didn't believe it was just to set me up with a wealthy man. Multimillionaires had no shortage of options. Something else was going on. Perhaps this was my chance to expose him. "Fine," I said, surrendering for now. "I'll go. For my safety, I slipped a can of pepper spray into my bag and sent a quick text to Fred." The restaurant Jason had chosen was high-end, a private club of some renown. Maya chattered nonstop on the way there, like a broken record. "You're going to be the death of me. I told you I was introducing you to a millionaire, and you show up in jeans. A partner can either help you grow or let you wilt. If you don't break up with Fred soon, you'll turn into a weed. Just listen to me. Break up tonight." Her nagging gave me a headache. "Mr. Liu, you're here already," Jason announced as he pushed open the door, instantly transforming into a sycophantic grin. Inside sat a portly, middle-aged man, bald, glasses perched on his nose, his shirt straining across a large belly, buttons barely holding. Above his head floated faint words, "Devious mastermind of a Southeast Asian telecom scam." His eyes lit up when he saw me. "You must be Miss Croft. My, you're even more beautiful than Jason described." I spent the meal on edge. Mr. Liu ogled me constantly while Jason showered him with compliments, boasting about his family wealth. Then the conversation took a turn. Jason suggested a group trip to the Maldives. Maya's eyes sparkled. The Maldives? I've always wanted to go. So not only was Jason deeply in debt, he was involved with a telecom scammer. And now he was planning to lure Maya and me to Southeast Asia. Looking at Maya's gleeful face, my palms grew slick with cold sweat. I realized a flaw in my newfound ability. A person's identity was layered. A single individual could be a scammer, a cheater, a gangster, and a pervert all at once. But my ability only showed one or two aspects at a time. Jason, drowning in debt, had likely joined a scam ring, posing as a wealthy heir to trap women. Maya and I were his current targets, and I couldn't go to the police. I had no proof. "Mr. Liu has a new 5-star hotel opening in Yunnan." Jason said he needs to attend the ribbon cutting. "After that, we can fly straight to the Maldives." Maya nodded. "Mr. Liu, you're amazing. What an honor." She poured my glass to the brim with red wine. I stared at the swirling liquid, a dull ache in my chest. I was a lightweight, 1 can of beer and I'd be tipsy. Maya knew this, yet still filled my glass to the top. What was she trying to do? "What are you waiting for? Cat got out your tongue? Toast Mr. Liu already?" Maya jabbed me under the table. I'd had enough. I yanked my chair back so hard it screeched against the floor. "I'm not feeling well. I'm going home." It was me versus 2 criminals. Survival came first. I'd deal with Maya later. Her face flushed crimson. She grabbed my wrist, shrieking. "Anna, what's your problem? I do everything for you, and this is how you repay me? Ungrateful." Jason's eyes narrowed, voice icy. Miss Croft, don't push your luck. Mr. Liu is doing you a favor by even meeting you. A chill ran down my spine. Broad daylight or not, could they really stop me? Mr. Liu's eyes glinted like a snake's. Want to leave? Fine, but finish this bottle first. Otherwise, don't blame me for what comes next. If I drank that wine, I'd be trapped. The city wasn't far from the border. 5 or 6 hours by car. If they got me drunk, I could be abducted. Panic surged. I bolted for the door. Jason lunged, wrapping his arms around my waist, face twisted in rage. He snatched my wine glass, trying to force it to my lips. Do you know what happens to people who cross Mr. Liu? You've ruined everything. Mr. Liu stepped forward, pinning my arms. One hand held my waist, the other assaulted me. And Maya, she just stood there watching. Are you seriously just standing there? I spat, furious. She rolled her eyes. It's just a drink. Mr. Liu's rough around the edges. Stop being stubborn. If you were his girlfriend, you'd be in a mansion driving a Mercedes next week. In the scuffle, my phone hit the floor and started ringing Fred. Maya picked it up lazily. Hello, Fred? Oh, Anna's busy with Mr. Liu? Fred's voice boomed from the speaker, full of scorn. Who's Mr. Liu? Someone you'll never deserve. Leave Anna alone. She deserves better than your scheming. Don't call her again. She's breaking up with you. A penniless loser versus a multimillionaire. Even an idiot knows who to pick. Maya winked. Don't thank me. I'm just a good friend. Most of the wine had spilled, but enough went down to make my head spin. My vision blurred. They had spiked it. No, I couldn't pass out. Fueled by sheer survival instinct, I kneed Jason in the groin and slammed my head into Mr. Liu's nose. Both screamed, Jason clutching himself. Mr. Liu bloodied, glasses shattered. Maya gasped, rushing to aid Jason. Anna, you're ungrateful. Do you know how important Mr. Liu is to Jason? You've ruined everything. No time to argue. I ran colliding with a waiter entering the room. Stop her! She's a thief! Maya shouted. That's right, she stole my $2 million watch. Mr. Liu added. The tall waiter blocked my escape. Sorry, miss. You can't leave. I was about to lose it. No wonder the text above his head read, Not so bright, waiter. Let me go. They're lying. I yelled. Jason feigned indignation. We'll settle this at the police station. The mention of cops made the waiter relax, letting Jason and Mr. Liu drag me toward the car. Just as they tried to shove me inside, Fred appeared, landing a solid punch on Jason's face. The spiked wine finally overwhelmed me. The world spun. Everything went black. I awoke in a hospital room. Fred sat beside me, bruised and swollen, but grinning when he saw me awake. Anna, you okay? Memories flooded back. Where are they? Fred sighed. They're gone. I got into a fight with Jason and Mr. Liu. The restaurant staff broke it up. They claimed you got drunk, tried to steal, and ran off. Of course I didn't believe them, but with no proof and Maya backing their story, there was nothing I could do. I pounded the bed in frustration. That wine was drugged. Why didn't you call the police? He shook his head. It wasn't drugged, just mixed with hard liquor. You're a lightweight. A little was enough to knock you out. Even if we went to the police, we'd have no case. He looked at me seriously. Anna, stay away from Maya. She's not a good person. I reached for my phone. Maya had made her own bed. Whatever happened next was on her. Fred handed it over. The messages were relentless. Anna, we are no longer friends. You offended Mr. Liu. Do you know how much money you cost him? You're hopeless. Playing hard to get with Mr. Liu. Overplayed your hand. Enjoy living in a rented apartment with Fred forever. Don't expect me to recognize you when you beg outside my mansion. Her social media post summed it up. 20 years of friendship betrayed. Anna Croft, I never want to see you again. My chest throbbed with fury, hands trembling as I clutched my phone. Fred handed me a glass of water and gently rubbed my back. Anna, I've always thought Mia's values were twisted. Ever since we started dating, she's been trying to get you to break up with me, constantly sending videos bragging about her rich friends buying houses and luxury items. He studied my devastated face. Think about last night. Maya's new in her relationship, but she already acts like Jason's wife. She was more eager to please Mr. Liu than Jason himself. A man his age, surely married with kids, she was probably trying to push you onto him to secure a business deal for Jason, not to find you a boyfriend. He was right. Who tries to get someone drunk and gropes them on a first meeting with honest intentions? I had misjudged the world and overestimated my friendship with Maya. The girl I grew up with no longer existed. All she cared about now was money, status, and her boyfriend. Friendship meant nothing. Looking back, it had always been like this. Whenever she was single, she was my friend. The moment she had a boyfriend, I ceased to exist. Everything revolved around him. And now, with a scumbag like Jason, her morals had shifted to match his. I'd been foolish to cling to a nostalgic memory of her. Maya's vendetta escalated quickly. She blocked me and began spreading rumors, claiming Fred and I were running a honey trap scam. Me seducing married men, Fred blackmailing them. Old classmates reached out, some skeptical, some curious, others rein in the drama. What they didn't know, Fred had already been reunited with his real family. The Sterling family had set up a search website. I submitted Fred's childhood photos, blood type, height, and weight. That same night, they contacted me. After a DNA test confirmed it, Mr. Sterling was overcome with emotion. "Son, do you know how long I've been searching for you?" Fred's sister clung to him, sobbing. "Little brother, you're finally home." Years ago, when Mr. Sterling was still a construction foreman, a business enemy had kidnapped both his children. 7-year-old Fred had bravely helped his sister escape, but he fell into a river while running. A fisherman who had moved to the city found him and raised him, unaware of his past. Fred's traumatic memories were blocked. With over 1 billion people in the country, and the Sterling family lacking resources at the time, finding him had seemed impossible, but they never gave up. Meanwhile, Maya continued ranting in our high school group chat. "I just wanted to introduce Anna to a rich man, and she turns it into a honey trap scam. Humiliating." A classmate interjected. "I saw Fred working as a designated driver. He doesn't seem like that kind of person." Exactly. If he were blackmailing, why work late nights as a driver? Maya fired back with a long voice message, spinning more lies. He wasn't just a driver. He was scouting targets, driving luxury cars to find wealthy victims. That's how losers like him meet rich people. Gradually, classmates were swayed. Wow, Anna must be desperate. Well, poverty drives people to extremes. Her mom's sick. She's always buying medicine. They were our golden couple. To think they've fallen this far. Hope they don't get arrested. Some doubted Mia's story. The conversation shifted to the billionaire family. The Sterling family found their son. Press conference tonight at 8. Gotta watch the live stream. At the press conference, Fred stunned everyone. He knelt on one knee holding a simple gold ring. "Anna, I bought this with money I earned from part-time jobs. $10,688. To me now, it's not much. But to the man I was then, it was a fortune. I vow for richer or poorer, in sickness and in health, to spend my life with you. Will you share the good times with me?" Fred's sister smiled. "Well, what are you waiting for? Your wedding gift is ready." Tears streamed down my face as I threw my arms around him. "Yes, I will." I'd feared that his newfound status would drive a wedge between us. Society expects a billionaire's son to marry a wealthy, prestigious woman. But now, Fred had chosen me. His love, his equal, before the whole country. Reporters' cameras flashed like lightning. The live stream exploded with comments. "OMG, the billionaire's son is so loyal. I've never seen anything like it. The daughter-in-law is amazing too. Wow, true love wins." In sharp contrast to the excitement of the press conference, our high school group chat had gone completely silent. After a long pause, the class president finally typed a string of question marks. Is that Fred? Is that Fred and Anna? So they weren't ignoring us. They were busy with a family reunion, not because they felt guilty. "Maya, what do you have to say about this?" Then the floodgates of ridicule opened. Wow, accusing the billionaire's son of running a honey trap scam. Maya, seriously, and you were supposed to be Anna's best friend. How could you spread such lies? Are you sure you're not the one running the scam? Maya completely lost it. "Fred's a liar. My boyfriend is the real heir. He's an imposter. I'll report him. You'll see. My boyfriend will handle him." The class was stunned. "Maya, are you possessed? I've seen the photos. Fred may not look like his father, but he's the spitting image of his grandfather. Maya, are you hallucinating out of jealousy?" Suddenly, her phone accidentally started a group voice call. Everyone could hear her panicked voice. "Jason, what are you doing? Let go of my phone. I'm still talking to my friends. Someone stole your identity. Why aren't you doing anything?" A cold male voice replied, "You idiot. Grab her. Tie her up. Let's go. By the time I got home, it was late. Scrolling through my phone in bed, I saw the group chat had erupted. Maya was missing. After classmates alerted the police, her social media posts helped trace her last known location, the border between Yunnan and Myanmar. Everyone speculated that her boyfriend had sold her to a scam operation in Southeast Asia. Oh my God, I knew something was off about him. So flashy and arrogant. Maya posted about him 10 times a day, worshipping him like a god. She was always bragging or telling me how Anna messed up. I can't believe this. I wonder if she regrets it now. Forget regret. I hope she still has her kidneys. I closed my phone quietly, a strange weight in my chest. I despised Maya, but her impending fate didn't bring me joy. The real villains were the scammers. It wasn't my problem anymore. I traced the smooth, cool surface of the ring on my finger and smiled. I had spent my life studying and working, never traveling beyond the province. Now, with Fred, the world was ours. The Arctic, Finland, Switzerland, Hawaii, the horizon was limitless. Maya's story wasn't quite finished. Classmates had posted chat logs and recordings online, and because Fred and I were involved, the story went viral. Several classmates received desperate calls from Maya. She begged for money, screaming, "Please, I don't want to be locked in a water cage. I don't want to be beaten." Her parents had sold their house and scraped together $2 million to pay for her freedom. She even called me directly. "Anna, you're rich now. Can you give me $10 million? They said they'll let me go if I do. I was really just trying to help you." I laughed bitterly. "I don't support criminal activity. I can't help you," Maya snapped. "What are you so smug about? Fred really loves you. You'll see. You were born poor, and you'll die poor. A rich man's wife, not you." I tossed my phone aside, closed my eyes, and let the sun warm my face. A good mood wasted on someone like her. Not worth it. Public outrage forced action. Jason and his entire crew were arrested and sentenced to life in prison. Maya was rescued, but barely. Every inch of her body was bruised, and she had lost a kidney. The $2 million her parents had paid were gone. She developed severe mental health issues. Screaming at anyone she saw, her family had no choice but to commit her to a psychiatric hospital. The class president asked, "Anna, a few of us are going to visit her. Do you want to come?" I sent a photo in reply, a group of waddling penguins on a sheet of ice. "Sorry, I can't. I'm in Antarctica." Compared to a psychiatric hospital, icy Antarctic landscapes were far more appealing.